pretty excited about the NFL schedule release. Like tomorrow night, it's going to be a big party. We're going to have a schedule release special here on Friday for the Sweat. It's become like a weird holiday for NFL fans. Like we know all the teams that our teams will be playing. We just don't really know where they're going to fall in the schedule. But whatever, it's NFL. We live it, we eat it, we breathe it. Pearce Dietrich, DraftKings Contributor, good to have you here, man. Let's put a DFS or sports betting spin here on some of the latest NFL news. One of them, dude, we have the Cowboys-Packers matchup now. That was announced today, November 13th, which obviously is going to be Mike McCarthy's return to Green Bay. Should be an interesting showdown there. Who would you give a leg up to right now, huh?
Can we rewind it a little bit? Are you really this excited, or
Yes.
are you just reading a script? You're
I'm
really
not,
that
I'm
pumped.
literally not reading. I'm not reading a script at all. That was me talking because what I said made sense. It's an opinion, Pierce. People love the NFL schedule release.
We're not talking about people. We're talking about you.
Yes,
you love
me.
The schedule
Yes,
release.
I will sit there because I want to sit there and I want to see when our Super Bowl champion, Jacksonville Jaguars, Duval, will be playing some of the best teams in the NFL. That's exciting to me.
Well, speaking of the Jaguars, I think all the games are exciting. I get excited about actually watching the games, not really what games are going to be released, but I like watching Jacksonville versus Tennessee. So, a Green Bay Dallas game doesn't really mean much to me. I mean, they're all great, they're all awesome. McCarthy going back to Green Bay, yeah, that's cool. Maybe the 5 people in Green Bay are really concerned about it, but people in Dallas don't care. I don't think Mike McCarthy even cares about this. Maybe, WLUK Fox 11 is really pumped about Mike McCarthy's return, news that you can trust, your hometown team. But other than that, I don't get, it's not a big deal, these storylines. All the games are great. It's awesome. Sure, I guess maybe there's a little bit more attention that will be paid to this game. Yeah,
so November 13th, week 10, but don't you love the drama buildup though, with Mike McCarthy going back and Aaron Rodgers on the other side?
Drama.
Yes, there is. They didn't like each other. That was clear. Don't you think Mike McCarthy is just going to try to step on their throat, and then Aaron Rodgers is going to try to throw 80 touchdowns? That doesn't get you fired up.
Super Bowl?
What?
Didn't they win a Super Bowl? Am I missing something?
They did win a Super Bowl together, but they obviously had a falling out there towards the end.
Yeah, but they also won a Super Bowl together. Wait, what do you think he thinks about? The bad days or the actual Super Bowl? I mean, honestly, you think Mike McCarthy is worried about all those that last year was rough, or do you think he thinks about the good moments?
No, maybe he thinks about the good moments, but Aaron Rodgers is why do we only have one good moment? Why do we only win one Super Bowl together? Huh? Yeah? Okay. Also, the schedule release, Pierce, we can finally, when this is all released, we can figure out, when you and I are going to be traveling together and we're going to go to some Jags games together. It's going to be absolutely epic, dude. But we have some markets here on the DK Sportsbook we need to talk about. I don't know, is Trevor Lawrence going to lead the league in passing yards next year? Right now, the favorite, Justin Herbert, plus 550. Who do you like in this category as we sit here in the beautiful month of May?
I like Joe Burrow at plus 900. We know the Bengals like to run the ball. Mixon was towards the top of the league in rushing yards, and they were pretty committed at times to just being a rush-first team. But towards the end of the season, especially when they made the playoff run, Joe Burrow was passing a lot more, and they realized that, hey, you know what? Joe Burrow's pretty good. Jamar Chase is pretty good. T. Higgins, maybe we should be passing more. And I expect he's almost 2 years removed from his injury. They have improved their offensive line, and we started to see at the end of the season, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase really work together as a dynamic duo. If you want to run back bracket coverage and double team Jamar Chase, then T. Higgins is going to eat you alive, and we saw that in the playoffs. We only got a little bit of a glimmer of that. I imagine we're going to get a full season of Higgins and Chase just destroying defenses. Oh, by the way, Uzoma's good. Boyd is one of the better wide receiver 3s in the league. I think they're going to unleash Burrow this season, and you're going to see an aerial assault.
Okay. How about on the ground? So Jonathan Taylor, who absolutely crushed it there in that category last year, top of the board, plus 500. But we know Derrick Henry was so damn good, probably on pace to crack 2K before he got hurt in week 8. He's second, plus 550. Who makes the most sense to you here? Is there someone maybe you could also bring to the table with some value?
Taylor and Henry make a lot of sense. But let's try to find some value and
Okay.
go with a little bit longer odds. Maybe Taylor's workload goes down now that Matt Ryan's in that offense. It's a possibility that Derrick Henry doesn't go through a full season. So you kind of look down through the list and see Najee Harris. He wasn't really that spectacular in terms of efficiency, but it's very hard to ignore his volume. 307 carries as a rookie. That was the second most carries last season. I would only expect them to give him more carries this season, and it's not really going to change. I mean, you got Trubisky at quarterback or a rookie at quarterback. You're probably going to continue to lean on Najee Harris. I think he was fourth or fifth, 1,200 yards rushing. So, yeah, that's pretty far away from Jonathan Taylor, and there's a big gap to make up. But if he takes a big step forward, if Pittsburgh can improve their offensive line a little bit, and maybe with Matt Ryan in the Colts offense, they're passing a little bit more, it's not completely out of the possibility. I think you may look at Najee Harris. It's risky, but worth looking at.
All right, yeah, because quarterback situation doesn't mean a whole lot there, right? Or it does?
Well, I don't think they're going to pass. I mean, if anything,
yeah,
they're not going to pass anymore. And another added impact is, look, you had Ben Roethlisberger as the quarterback last year at Pittsburgh. They couldn't throw the ball downfield. That allowed safeties to cheat up, play in the box more, and that really limited the upside of Najee Harris. Maybe now with whoever is at quarterback, the safeties are going to have to lay back a little bit, and that's going to open up some more rushing lanes for Najee Harris to make up that gap and possibly contend with Jonathan Taylor for the rushing title.
Okay, cool. Well, there's Deontay Johnson here's plus 2,200 on the DK Sportsbook just to keep the Steelers theme alive to lead the regular season in receiving yards. We know Cooper Kupp, he's at the top of that category, plus 700, nearly cracked 2,000 receiving yards last year, Pierce. Who's the smart play?
Kupp's a smart play if you want to go. I just can't see the targets going in any other direction, and we know that he catches every target that he gets, so I have no problem going there. I wouldn't go to Deontay Johnson this early, and I probably wouldn't go to him at all. He clearly had a connection with Ben Roethlisberger, and as we know, Ben Roethlisberger was basically just his first read, he was going to make the throw, and that often was Deontay Johnson on those shorter routes. I don't know if Deontay Johnson is going to get that type of volume with whoever ends up being the quarterback in Pittsburgh. Kind of a long shot I've been kind of thinking about is DK Metcalf. If this team in Seattle has improved their offensive line, and they're probably going to be playing from behind a lot more, it means there's going to be a lot of passing. In his second season, he caught, 1,200 yards receiving. Had a bit of a down year last year. I contributed a lot of that to Russell Wilson's poor play. You get a quarterback in there that has some time to throw, maybe you can have a big season out of him. I also think Davante Adams, if you're not going with Kupp, Davante Adams is going to be the next guy to go to. They're just really, as much as the Raiders have improved, Bryan Edwards, I don't know if he's a bust yet, but he is not a quality wide receiver number 2. Darren Waller is good, but Darren Waller is still a tight end. That really just leaves Adams as the main guy for Derek Carr to go to. We've seen Adams do a lot with plenty of targets in the past. I think he's going to get more targets. If you look at, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Aaron Rodgers would make reads, would go to different places with his passes. I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be able to progress through his reads as often, and maybe he's going to feed more passes to Davante Adams.